Hello, how are you all? I am so excited to be here live with you tonight. It's Margaret Mastery, your Heartfelt CFO from Heartfelt CFO and Tax Services. How are we all doing? I'm going to give everybody a little bit of time to hop on. And what I'm going to do is double check that I have all my tech working. I trust you all are doing super. If not, let me know what's happening. Coming out of the season a little bit, things have been a little bit all over the place. While I will say that I am so grateful to be able to get to do what I do. And I think we are live. And I'm going to keep talking so that I can make sure to see it and hear. And I want to double check. Okay, when you are here, kindly tune in and, just let me know where everybody is. Oh, wait, I think we are here and it's working. And let me know. And okay, when you are here, kindly tune in. Okay, awesome. So, post tax season, I like to look back and say, what was like our pattern or theme of what our clients were having trouble with. And I saw all sorts of things, but tonight's topic is around the hidden cost of late K-1s. And if you don't know what a K-1 is, it's basically a review or summary of what you made as being uh, an investor or a part of an entity. And there's various entities that it can come from. So I prepared a little mini slide deck to talk about it and some things that I want you to know that are part of the costs that will be with it. Now, what I saw when clients are late with this is that it affects families. Like I saw real life scenarios where people needed to file returns and they couldn't because the numbers weren't given in, and then they were forced to do certain things because they didn't have it. And it really comes down into, if you had bookkeeping, it really wouldn't matter if the K-1s come, but process oriented, that the K-1s are important. So as a CFO advisor for the real estate professionals and high net worth individuals, it quietly erodes and takes efficiency and profit. So what do I mean by that? We have wrong numbers. So if you're part of entities all year and you didn't get that document, depending on how they filed and how you're filing it, these numbers can really take away the things of what is important, which is efficiency and the profit. One client of mine received a crucial K-1 literally on September 15th. And it was literally on the extended filing deadline, and he was crushed. Not only was he crushed, it's that he made a decision to file on time. And then when it came on September 15th, he thought he was like back into life. And it was the exact opposite, where he had to really redo it. So the delay didn't just cause chaos, it triggered late fees, it caused extra accounting hours, and a missed opportunity to proactive tax planning because the numbers were different and it changed the paradigm for everything. And we do not like to see these cases behind the scenes while we bring it to the community's attention, because we want to raise your awareness on the effect of having wrong numbers or just not having them at all. Because a lot of our real estate clients don't want to do tax, they don't want to do bookkeeping, let alone even taxes, which I hear you on that. However, the process supports you, guides you, and leads you. So, what's the most important parts that you're not realizing? Your accountant's timeline is not elastic. So, imagine being in an accountant's office and now you get this information on September 15th, and it could be a really good client. And now this client wants to refile, but it's it's not even an option because you're up against a deadline that it's not even a choice. It's something that we're given. And these delays cost more than just time. It's also emotional energy and a lot of the things around that. Your reputation as an investor is at stake. So, how people look at you and how people feel around doing things again becomes an issue, and or a source of contention, not an automatic, especially assuming you have a lot of value to give. So, with that being said, it's understanding what you have like as non-negotiables or deadlines or items to work with versus understanding that it's something that we have to do. I'll tell you a story. I was actually working with a business owner of ours this morning, and she was just tired. And she was tired around the tracking of things, and she's like, I just don't like tracking. And I said to her, so what don't you like tracking? And the first thing that came to her mind was tracking around food, because she's trying to watch her weight. And I said to her, how about instead of tracking your food, just focus right now on buying clean and not getting the junk in your house. And she was like, okay, I like that idea. And she's like, I don't really buy bad things or whatever, da da da. But look, at the end of the day, tracking things is something that helps measures results. We get to measure results and we get to do more of what's working. So what do you do now? Now that you have this information, what do you do now? Ask the sponsor of the person who you're working for earlier K-1s, for a track record. Set early deadlines for gathering all the documents and let your tax office know if you suspect a delay, because it helps us strategize. And it could be you don't know, right? Let's just play that out. You totally didn't know, you didn't expect it, but you didn't have it. And I'm actually going to tell you a different story. So we have a lot of stories tonight. I had a different client of ours who she emailed, a different client investor of ours, and she emailed, and she was saying how she doesn't have them. She doesn't know how she's going to get them. She didn't want to call the people, and all these sorts of details and notes around it. And I got onto the phone call with her and I said to her, eventually you have to face these people. And it's the relationship that you're building. And if it's something that's really affecting the relationship, it's better through conversations than it is to just tiptoe around it. Because look how many things we're going to sacrifice when we don't have it. Now, let's say you knew about it, that it was a delay, and you didn't tell your tax office. Shame on you. But it does happen. And it's not saying that it didn't happen before. It's just the more information you have before, the better. And where this helps you is that better tax returns, which can help you when you want to borrow money, when you want to buy a house, when to buy a building, other assets, partnership, and all these things. It just raises your strength level. Like we all worry about, or a lot of people are concerned around their credit. Instead of worrying about your credit, worry about how you are with money, around your actions and behaviors, so that when you want to do things with business, it's like a yes. It's like, no, it's a no-brainer. That's it. It's just a yes. It's just like, of course I want to do that with you because I know your name. I was on with one of our teammates from marketing today, and he was saying how for my firm, one of the top search keywords is Margot Massery. And as it's comical for me, I also want to be known through other ways too. So what am I saying is that you become known when you have integrity and allegiance to your field for what you do, and it just grows with you, where all the things that you want in business, tax and money, just start to grow with you. And it's not extra effort, it's not extra work, it's not extra time or energy, it just happens. So lots of times when these things happen, I find clients are like searching for investors. They need people to invest and raise cash and raise capital. And it comes down into is that when you have integrity around the relationships, telling people what bothers you, telling people what's going on. You want to do that so that you're on the other side and then the relationship is better. I know you don't want to do it, but the reason why you want to do it is that it then just becomes easier after. Forget about the now. It's where we're going, where we want to focus. Always look at the future of where we're going for the focus instead of the hardship of where you are now. Business ebbs and flows are inevitable. They're going to happen. I wake up every day as a CFO tax advisor, and I have at least 50 fires, if not more, to take out. And I will tell you, I will not change it for the world. Sometimes I'm tired and I can't get to all of them, but I will say they get done. And there's nothing more satisfying and nothing more heartfelt when I can see families benefiting more when they actually really need the money versus be in tax trouble. Everybody needs the money, but sometimes people are in more imperative situations than others. So, are you ready to put your systems in place? Are you going from a place that will protect you instead of tax surprises? I would love for you to book a strategy call with me and let's design a CFO level plan that works for you and your investments. I would love for you to reach out. You can email me, you can call me, and we can talk. Instead of calling me, probably text is better because I'll be honest with you, I am scheduled a lot of times throughout the day and I don't always get to answer the phone. So it's better to text. So I applaud you for even listening to this. And I want you to know that these skills will only make it easier. And seeing this season and last year how things went for clients, this part was a big contentious point, and the doubt between everybody was just so big. And when that doubt became so big, it was like they became their own enemies to each other, and they're in the same product. And what I will say is that as money could be made, relationships is not something to throw away. We just put people in different levels of buckets in business so that you can grow with them when it's good for you or not good for you, right? There's different levels. You know, I had a client who left earlier this year, and he was telling me how his one other part of what he was doing as a manager, that they were doing the bookkeeping for him. And it was really odd for us because what they were doing was more like project management than bookkeeping. But what I'll say is that I applaud his decision because that's what he decided was best, and we're always here. And it's seeing things from a perspective of sometimes, even though you know what's best for your clients or you know what's best for your investors, and you may not see eye to eye, but what comes together is the integrity and the trust around everything that will always hold you together. So I hope you enjoyed this. I want to just, before I close this, what to do now. Set early deadlines. Let your tax office know this situation so that we can help you, hint, hint, us. And ask for early K-1s. If it can't happen, we can work out a bookkeeping plan. I would love to help you. And also keep in mind what people don't realize and take into account. The accountant's time does not have an elastic, it's not like endless. So in some ways, just to close with a different story, there's always ways to do things, but it just may not be ideal for you when you're ready. So what do I mean by that? We had one client who was procrastinating around the tax return, and then all of a sudden just chimed in and was like, okay, I'm doing it. But realized there was so many people before that was doing their tax return. So now she was just a little bit later on the list. And it just happens to be there's a lot of women clients in these stories. But anyways, so it ended up because she waited later, the timing exactly didn't work out, but she had to wait a little bit longer. It got done. Everything was good. But what I wanted to say is that let's stop with the tax surprises. Let's stop with the cash flow surprises, and let's put more of energy around the planning and looking into that, because patterns, money leaves clues, and clues are your keys to your next steps. And that's the magic of money in business and tax. Talk to you soon, and cannot wait to see you on my calendar.